Welcome, I'm Kinetic Symphony. This is Dave. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the supernatural. Case file number 1698, written by Aerwxyna, Wedding Pics and Universe Tricks. So 3 weeks ago, I went to a wedding with my boyfriend and his friends. There was one of those photo booths there, and we all took some photos. There were 8 strips of photos, 2 copies of 4. I ended up taking all the copies home, as he had asked me to, and we agreed that I'd give them to him when I saw him again. The following week, I went over to his house. Since I'm one of those people that packed the night before, I put the photos in my bag so I wouldn't forget them. One of the copies had actually gotten oil on them from some food, so I made sure to give them the nice ones and pack them quickly so nothing else would get on them. I was kinda talking out loud, so my flatmate, who did not attend the wedding but also knows him and saw the photos, knew what I was doing. The next day I saw my boyfriend. I took the photos out of my bag before I did anything else. I put them on his bed and sat down after that, and he smiled at me in this really specific way, which is why I remember it really vividly. He was happy to get them, and we went on about our day. 2 days ago, I was actually thinking about those photos, because I realized I wasn't sure where to put my copies. Then they were just right next to me. I counted my photos and realized I had an extra. 5, not 4. And I was confused because I had thought I had given him all 4, but maybe I had forgotten to give him the 1. Well, today, 3 weeks later, he told me that I never gave him the photos. Like he literally just told me right before I'm starting to type this. He said it so casually, just asked me when he'd get them. Well, here I am, absolutely confused because I remember giving him the photos. I remember the memory exactly as I described it here. Sure enough, I look over, and all 8 copies are right next to me. I kinda just froze and asked my flatmate about the day I gave him the photos. She tells me that yes, I did give them, that she remembers me packing them, that when I came home, I'd even told her that he'd been happy when he got them. But here they are in front of me, all 8 copies, and apparently I never gave them? Now I'm just really confused. My flatmate and I are the only ones who remember the fact that I gave them. And before anyone asks, no, this isn't a prank of some kind. My flatmate and boyfriend are not those types of people. And they don't talk much except for when he visits me. He's not gaslighting me about the fact that I didn't give them, because all the photos are literally on my bed as I type. He genuinely doesn't remember that happening because here it never happened. So I took a break from writing this for a bit, to do other things. Turns out I have 9 photos now. One of the photos doesn't have a copy. In my memory it did. But that would mean that I had 10 photos at some point, so now I'm extra confused. Case note for file 1698. Wedding Pics and Universe Tricks. Yeah, I'm befuddled on this one too, because it can't be quantum immortality. If it was, you're in a different universe and you didn't give your pictures to your boyfriend in that universe, why would your roommate then remember you doing it and talking about it? Unless you died after that discussion happened, but before you gave it to him. Maybe in this universe you were going to, but just forgot. Sort of, but that doesn't explain why you have extra. In this universe you also have extra pictures that are just appearing randomly? It's almost like something was altering your memories and then also inserting a new picture in the mess. I don't see why anyone would do that, but maybe it is the universe glitching out, and there's no reason that a glitch couldn't involve our own memories. Maybe the glitches are happening in our heads too, which is much more disconcerting in my view. Case file number 1699, written by No Audience 6195. Dinner's done, but the night has just begun. It was a school night, and our family had just had dinner. Rice-a-roni, meatloaf, and green beans. I hated it. Anyway, about an hour or so passes, and I head upstairs to bed. Now, to get upstairs, we have 2 stairways. One leads to the kitchen. The other is a living room, which then has the staircase to the bedrooms. I take this staircase leading from the foyer to the living room. As I head up the staircase, I see my little brother, around 5 at the time, run from his room to the bathroom. Both located on each side of the top of the staircase leading up from the living room. I say out loud, "Man, you better get to bed before you get in trouble." When suddenly, my little brother comes upstairs from the staircase from the foyer to the kitchen, a floor beneath me, and then passes me and says, "Good night." Then proceeds to go upstairs and then go to his room and close the door. I stand there frozen. If my brother was downstairs, then who did I see that ran from his room to the bathroom? Why did I think it was my brother? Or maybe I'm overthinking it, and my brother just has super speed. All jokes aside, I was so freaked out I ran upstairs past the bathroom without looking to see what could have been in there and went into my room and closed the door. I waited that whole night for a face. It never came. But this night stuck with me for a while. Any theories on what it could have been? Hey, would you like early access to my weekly and monthly compilations? If so, you can join the channel here on YouTube for $10 a month, the Clairvoyant tier, or on Patreon. If you join on Patreon, there'll never be any ads on the videos. And you also get access to my uncut reactions to shows I've never seen before. Currently, the early access period will be 1 week ahead. For everyone that doesn't join, that's fine. Nothing will change. Everything will be on the same schedule, and everything will be free as always. Also, as a benefit, if you do join on YouTube, currently there's no way to enable it for members to not receive ads in general. But what I can do is, during the early access period where only members can view it, I won't enable ads. So at least that'll be a benefit I can give. There's no way to set it where members don't get ads when the video is public, unfortunately. I wish there was a way to do that, but currently there isn't. YouTube is very slow to implement new benefits and stuff. But we'll see, maybe in the future that'll be possible. So if that interests you, go and check it out, and otherwise, I'll catch you later. Take care. Caisson sur file 1699. Dinner's done, but the night has just begun. So most likely astral projection. Your brother, unbeknownst to him, was projecting his soul. Now, what would be funny is if the brother that ran up the stairs was actually the astral projection, and the brother that went in the bathroom was the real corporeal self, and you just were freaked out by the wrong one. There's nothing necessarily involved in this that requires you to be freaked out. The soul detaching from the body and materializing sort of corporeally doesn't involve any malice and often is just an accidental process. I think it's more of a fun event than something to fear. Oh, and also, rice-a-ronis are kind of mid-tier. Not my favorite thing, so I understand hating it. Now time for the joke of the day. A man sees a sign in front of a house. Talking dog for sale. He rings the bell, and the owner tells him the dog is in the backyard. The man goes into the backyard and asks the dog, "Can you talk?" The dog replies, "Yep, I sure can." Astonished, the man asks, "So what's your story?" The dog looks up and says, "Well, I discovered I could talk when I was young. I wanted to help the government, so I told the CIA. In no time, they had me traveling around the world, sitting in rooms with spies and world leaders, because no one would ever suspect a talking dog. I was able to gather information that no human could. I was a top agent for 8 years." The man is amazed and runs back to the owner, asking how much he wants for the dog. The owner says, $10. $10? Why on earth are you selling him for so cheap? Because he's a liar. He didn't do any of that stuff. I mean, he can still talk, but yeah, maybe don't buy a dog that is also a pathological liar. I could foresee some issues with that. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.